Okay, if you've read the title and seen the thumbnail, you're probably a bit confused right now, but I promise you it's gonna make a lot of sense. I just want to introduce these two sets. So these are sets 722 and 733 that were both released in 1980. And I know, by looking at these instructions right now, you probably think these sets look boring or just random, but trust me, these are some of the best that LEGO's ever made. And the reason that I love these sets so much is that you can actually make whatever you want. You're not limited to just making cars or buildings. You have little claws, you have hooks, you have some string, you have a couple of accessories, you have door frames, windows, wheels. Everything you need is in this set to build the models that you want. And this is really what makes these sets so great. You are free to build whatever you want, and you are given the pieces to do that. And to help you accomplish this, the instructions provide a couple of interesting models. And later on, we'll take a look at all of these models. But I see these models more as inspiration for your own models than as actual sets that are worthy of getting built. And this is because none of the models that are in the instructions use every piece. So what it means is that no matter what you build, you're still going to have a lot of parts remaining, and you're supposed to build whatever you want with these remaining parts or combine them with something else. Or you could build something completely new from scratch, build your own model. And if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what to make, you could just flip the instructions, and guess what? There's a lot of different models now. This is all just inspiration. And so what I'll do is that at the end of this video, I'll showcase my own models that I made with the available pieces from each set. I wish LEGO would do these kind of things more often. Instead of just making big buckets of very simple bricks or making very complicated sets, having something in the middle like 722 and 733 where you have a nice mix of simple parts but also a nice mix of specialized elements means that you can make your own models, but you're not limited to simple models. You can actually make interesting stuff. But not only that, the color scheme itself is pretty simple, and this is actually a very good thing because it means that you have a lot more parts in each color to work with. Say for example, if we take some of the new Creator Twin 1 sets like the Exotic Parrot. The Exotic Parrot has parts in 26 different colors. That's absolutely stupid because it means that for every color you have so little, like such a small amount of parts to work with that you can't really make good looking models for the BNC models. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but look at this frog. It looks ugly. This is a stupid looking frog. But who cares about that? Let's take a closer look at these models. Because both sets were released in 1980, it means that they were only released 2 years after the introduction of minifigs. What that means is that a lot of models, as you'll see later on, aren't exactly minifig scale. And you'll see what I mean, like sometimes the vehicles are just a bit too small or the dimensions are just a bit off. Nevertheless, I'll try to showcase these models with the help of Bob and Jeanette. God, I love these names. So first we have this cool helicopter. It doesn't use that many pieces, but it's a good looking helicopter and it has a nice color scheme. Bob can fit pretty nicely in there, but otherwise I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, it's a helicopter. Woo! Nice. Anyways, second model, we have arguably the coolest model, which is this crane and truck combo. The truck, like I said previously, isn't technically minifig compatible. Like, you also have to remove his legs to fit Bob in there, so it doesn't really work, but still, it works. It's okay. It's fine. The crane itself is clearly not made for minifigs. I mean, look at that. That's a bit small. But the building underneath can easily fit Bob and Jeanette without any problems. Also, sorry for not providing any stop motion animation of the crane. Animating cranes is really a massive pain in the ass, so hopefully you can forgive me for that. Anyways, next up is the SUV and boat. Although it's certainly not detailed, I really like the design of this model. It uses a decent amount of pieces and it looks pretty nice. Bob and Jeanette actually fit really well in this model, so they could use it in their next camping trip and it wouldn't be a problem. Next model is this semi-truck. It already uses most of the pieces, but you could still put all the remaining parts in the back of the truck, so I guess that's a bit of a bonus. This model looks pretty good and could fit in any LEGO city without looking out of place. And now for our final model, which is also the smallest, we have this bulldozer. I like the originality because we don't really see bulldozers very often, but it's certainly the weakest model of 722. Thankfully, there's a lot of remaining pieces, so you can make your own creations with everything that's left. So I guess that's a positive. Alright, and now let's move to set 733. The first model in our instructions is this big building with a crane and a truck. And I just have to say how much I love this thing. It's so much fun to just mess around the little crane with the little trucks. I don't know, I just like it. It's fun. I don't care, I'm biased, I know, shut up. I tried fitting Bob in the truck, but it didn't really work. And similarly, you have to cheat a little bit if you want to get a character inside the crane, because it's just a bit too small. Overall, this is a very nice model. Also, I might as well say it again, I'm sorry for not providing any stop motion animation of the crane. And that's because it really is very difficult to just keep the claw stable, because it keeps spinning on the string like every time it goes down or up. So between every frame, it's really difficult to just keep it in place. But also, like, making the claw open and close, because it's suspended in the air, it's very hard. Like, it doesn't want to stay open or closed. Anyways, did a brick film if you're interested in that, but yeah, sorry for not providing any new footage, I mean. Our second model is this helicopter, and this thing is absolutely massive. Look at that. But seriously, this is a good looking helicopter. It also has a little hook, so that it's, I don't know, it's pretty fun. Next up is this big Formula 1 car, and once again I tried fitting Bob in there, but he didn't really want to fit. Yeah. And I realized something while I was photographing this set, and it's that the old minifigs without the arms or the legs work a lot better because they don't have arms, obviously, so they don't really get stuck on the side of the car. Overall, this Formula 1 car, it looks good, it's fine, but it leaves a lot of pieces behind, so you could probably find something else to do with these pieces. Now, here, we have a rather large base, and this is the second and last model to use the green base plate. The main plate feature is the spinning radar dish at the top. I was a bit lazy, so I just connected a motor and let it spin. I'm lazy, in case you didn't know. Anyways, the doors can open, you can fit a little car in there. Actually, there's one that's provided with the model, so that's nice. And Bob and Jeanette can easily fit in the little station right next to that tower. Overall, nice model once again. Nothing to complain about. And finally, we have this truck. I mean, it's a truck. I love trucks. Okay, shut up, dude. It's cool. Yeah, it's a cool truck, and it can do truck things. It's neat. I like it. And there you go, that's it. Overall, both sets have some pretty nice models, and I was actually genuinely surprised by some of them. They're really well built, and they look nice, and the parts are really well used. And like I promised at the beginning of this video, I've made my own models, so here they are. Like I promised earlier, this is what I've come up with. It's a small house that uses many of the roof pieces that came with the set, but also I tried using every window and every door and everything to decorate this little house. The back, as you can see, is a bit flat. Yeah, I wish they would have included more windows like these, and honestly, if I had to remake this house, I would probably just move the windows higher up, or at least this one, or this one I would move higher up on this side. But overall, I think this is a nice model. So let's take a closer look with a couple of individual shots from each side. So as you can see, this little part right here is the garage, and you can actually open these doors and store a car inside. I didn't have enough pieces to build a little car, but if you have anything lying around, that could be a good place to store it. Anyways, so here's what the first floor looks like. You have the front door over here. Sorry. You have these little windows, and it's overall pretty well lit. You also have a little staircase right here, and also I've included this big pillar and a couple of these little parts right here to hold the ceiling in place. So it's actually a really nice house I've built, I think, because it's also very sturdy. It doesn't just look good from the outside, it's also pretty strong. Anyways, here's a different angle. This is what it looks like. Sorry if it's a bit improvised. I just sort of took my phone and started filming. And now for the second floor, take a closer look. Let's start right here with this window. These are the last remaining transparent pieces that I had, at least. There's also this one, I guess, but who cares? Anyways, because this part of the garage was sloped, I figured having a window there could be a nice idea, because you could actually look outside. It wouldn't be blocked by any wall or any roof. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. Still, it's right above the stairs, so it's not necessarily the nicest view, but still. Above the stairs, there's not that much space, but you can still have a little way to walk from the stairs and go to this little office, which I think is pretty nice. You have this little chair that can actually rotate, and you have this little desk, and obviously you're in front of this big window to look outside. Pretty simple, not very detailed. Still, I think it looks very nice. Also, I might as well mention this. If I had to remake this, I think I would just use a lot of these little plates, because I think I could make something. I could make the roof be taken apart without having to like disassemble everything. Just having some of these little what do you call them? Smooth plates could be a good idea, a good addition, I think. So if you were to make something similar, just remember, please use these things, and it won't focus because my phone hates me. I don't know. Never mind. So with model 722, I built a car, a plane, and a shed. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the idea is that I had so many remaining pieces I built after building both of these models that I just decided to build a shed and fit everything else inside. I know, it looks fantastic. I love it. It's great. But the idea is with the other model that I built, the house that I just placed right over there, you could actually place the shed on the land, and you could also have a little car on the driveway. I mean, it's a bit too big to fit inside the garage, but you get the idea. And also, you could use all of this space with your base plates and everything to have a big runway for the plane. But also the idea also was, because I built a big structure, a big building with one set, I wanted to build more vehicles. I wanted to build vehicles with the other set. So I would have a bit of variety even in my own like custom world, I guess. So yeah. And just to conclude about these two sets, why I like them so much, it's really just the idea of being able to build whatever you want, because all the pieces have such a variety of different uses. Like, for example, if I just take this little radar dish, this can be a radar dish, but it could also be like a scanner if you want to build something more sci-fi, or like in my house, it's a satellite dish to like get signal. It's simple, but I like it. And you also get like claws, you get these little propeller pieces. There's so many different things that you can make just with these simple parts. There's only 300 parts and 500 parts respectively in both of these sets, yet there's like an infinite possibility of options. And I love it. I really wish LEGO would like go more in this direction than building like very complicated and intricate sets. Just limit the amount of colors, but offer a variety of cool pieces, and you'll be able to build whatever you want. I don't know. I really like these sets, and I honestly think they're some of the greatest that the company's ever made. Anyways, I don't really have anything else to say. So that's it. Have a nice day. See ya.